Hi Swati. Hi Khatija.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So, can you guys hear us? Is everything okay? Yes, so people are joining in slowly. So, how are you? How's everything going on?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
All good. First of all, thank you so much for agreeing to doing this. And I'm sorry about the delay.
No, it's okay. No problem.
Good, good. So, how is quarantine for you? How are you spending your time at home?
Uh, Quarantine is fine. The thing is, I'm just trying to learn new things. So I've always wanted to cook. So I thought, okay, let me use this time to
You started
learn some
cooking.
cooking.
Really?
Yeah. I've always wanted. My grandmom keeps saying, learn cooking, learn cooking. Finally, the time has come, I guess. So someday or the other, the victims in my house taste the things.
Victims in your house. Okay,
Thankfully, my
so many
sister
people
likes
from your
what I cook.
they have no choice. Like, sisters have no choice. They have to say that.
Yeah.
So many people are saying hi to you. You just want to say hi.
Hi, all.
Beautiful
Sorry.
followers.
First time live, so I'm just too nervous.
Okay, so okay, very first question that I want to ask you is: there's so much news about this crisis, COVID situation happening,
Yeah.
good, bad, everything. So, is there any specific news that has impacted you? It can be a negative or a positive news, and how did you cope up with it?
So what has been happening is, so initially when the news and all, it was coming, it was fine, every day I'll be like, okay, what's the news? How are things? I'll be anxious, what's happening? But beyond a point, especially when I see news like, recently this news really affected me the most, where
Yeah, yeah.
the doctor was not, he was not being allowed to be buried. So I was really affected, and I was like, okay, like, I felt bad that I couldn't do anything about it. Honestly, I couldn't have done anything, but I felt really guilty and bad because, he was there to save our lives, and then in the end this was his situation. So, and then somebody shared a video on it. He was in tears. I felt really bad,
Yeah.
but so I decided, okay, if, to my understanding, whatever, through our foundation, we are trying our best to help people. See, beyond a point, things which is not in my control, I can't do anything about it. Maximum, probably, I can just send my prayers and love. And within my capacity, we are trying our best to help people. So that is the only way we can do. Otherwise, we'll end up feeling guilty for things, and we'll
True.
unwantedly blame ourselves. Already the
Yeah.
situation, it's a very stressful situation. So I think
Mm.
we shouldn't, kind of, like, I saw one of my friends, so she was feeling really guilty for not being able to do things. But
Mm.
to all of y'all who feel the same, I think that be happy that you're able to do something within your premises, within your control. The other things are not in our control, and it's good that you're blessed with the conscience that you're feeling bad. Some of them don't even feel bad. So I think that is, to my understanding, that is enough, I guess. And also,
I think
not
like
to not to keep watching the news, and just get the basic updates. Otherwise, what is happening is it's giving a lot of stress and anxiety. Like, one of my friends, he was like, the person was so affected, like, oh my god,
mm,
even when they cough, they are so worried. So that is happening to them, I understand also. But so we have to, kind of find a balance when we watch the news. So that's what.
so I think from the thing you said, just staying at home itself is the biggest contribution we can do to our society. Even if you don't, even if people are not able to contribute in terms of money or in terms of food or whatever, we feel, just staying at home and just following the rules is the biggest help we can do. Yeah, so that's what I feel.
um
Uh, yeah.
No, so also, sorry, Pooja, but I think I wanted to talk about this. The thing is, at least we have homes, At least we
Yeah.
have homes, we have a roof, we have internet, we have all those things. Imagine those
Mm.
who don't have anything.
Yeah.
So that way, I'm just saying that to myself and being thankful. That's all. A
Very
lot,
true.
I see a lot of things. Oh, I'm stuck at home. But what to do? We are safe at home. A lot of people
Yeah.
are in the roads, you know
We have
so
food to
that's
eat.
very sad.
Yeah, we have
So
so many things. Yeah.
gratitude keeps us going. That's all, nothing else.
I think humanity also plays a big role because, like, I came from Singapore, right? I was in a 14 days isolation at my home, and they came and put that sticker thing out. And they didn't have the home quarantine sticker, so they put the positive case sticker in front of my
Oh
house.
God.
So many people around, the way, they
Ha.
start talking, so many judgments, and they're like, okay, don't. In fact, it was in complete isolation. But the
Oh
way
yeah, I
people
know. You
talk,
told me. I was like, how is she
yeah.
going to manage?
So initially, I took it as a joke when people were making fun of it, but
Yeah,
beyond a
yeah,
point,
yeah.
it did get to my head. Like,
It does. It
it's
does.
not
Yeah.
funny anymore. The money
I
I
know.
felt,
I know.
yeah. So I think these are things like we think we just say it as a joke,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we should be a bit more considerate about it
Yeah.
because we don't know how much it affects a person, right?
Yeah, so like recently I saw a video, one of the air hostess, like she was crying because just because she's, an air hostess, people started, they were being very mean to her
Mm.
and, kind of distancing themselves and all. I was feeling really bad because they are,
I think we lost her. Yeah.
yeah, so that also was happening. So,
Mm.
anyways, so I hope, we become more sensitive and considerate about others. It
Yes.
shouldn't be like, once a quarantine is over, we get back to our old selves. I'm telling this to
Mm.
myself also. So,
Mm. So, is there any positive takeaway for you from this? Like, I personally, I had a lot of time to connect with myself, the 14 days, because I was away from my daughter for a month almost. So, I didn't do anything much, but then I felt good. I had proper rest. I took care of myself better. So, is there something that you did for yourself? It can be basic, like spending time with your family or something like that. So, what is a positive takeaway for you from this
um,
situation?
for me, actually, we all got good time as a family. I'm
Mm.
grateful for that because all
Mm.
of us we tend to get lost in our work and we don't kind of give time to the family. But I think this quarantine has been a blessing in disguise in that way. But
Mm.
so positive takeaway is I think even I got to do the things which I have not done, as I mentioned, cooking or, concentrating more on myself, making my skills better, improving them. So by God's grace, that is a good side. So, yeah.
It's like, like taking a pause and just analyzing yourself and doing things that, we weren't able to do in the busy schedule and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way I enjoy this quarantine in a way, because of that I get to spend time with my family. Though I'm not with my parents, like I get to spend time with my husband, my daughter, because we didn't get so much time, even though we were together and all that, with busy work schedules and different timings and all that. So it's good in that way. There's no
Yeah,
other
even
choice. We need to look at the small positives, right? To
true,
just
true,
keep
true.
going.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get into a very serious question about the religious discrimination you went through.
Ha, ha.
So I don't want you to talk about what happened, but I
Yeah,
want you to talk about what you went through. Like because of the
yeah.
judgments made, how did you feel? How did you overcome it? What kind of support did you get to,
Ha,
fight? And why did you make the decision to voice out now? Because I think that for a very long
ha.
time people have been commenting about this, but this time you voiced out, which is really good, which is really inspiring. So, what made you do it is my question.
So the thing is, yeah, obviously I'm not going to repeat things, but I realized beyond a point, if I'm going to be silent, that means, I'm saying that, okay, I agree with what you're saying, or, or probably I realize that a lot of other, women are also facing the same. And
Mm.
I thought it's important for me to talk about it. So, what happened actually in the year 2018? I went to the US with my family. So, that time, there was this person. So, I was walking the road. There was this person. So, he called me with an animal name, saying, stuff like, he said that, and I was really affected.
Mm.
And then I was like, I honestly felt okay, good that this happened to me
Mm.
and I should do something. I just thought about it and left. And honestly, thinking back now, I mean, it's all like, it's just returned back, as in whatever I thought, it kind of happened. So I'm happy
Mm.
about it, honestly. So whenever I go through things like this, I think that, okay, a lot of other people are facing it. People might think, oh, she's from this family, so it's all easy, but it's actually been more tough. It's not easy. Normal people are kind of sometimes left.
Yeah.
So that is a thing. So I felt okay. Mentally also, it was a little overwhelming. Actually 2 weeks it was bad. Like, I was like, okay, what do I do now? I was kind of clueless, and I don't know. And then I was like, okay, I will not give up. I didn't do any mistake. I will not give up.
Because your family
Let
was
me
also brought into this, right?
Yeah, so I was like, it was all unwanted. But then now I feel like I feel more stronger. I feel more confident, and I mean, I think if probably that hadn't happened, it wouldn't have brought out the confident person
True.
outside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
I've seen you
probably
like before
sometimes
and after that.
I know we've
Yeah.
seen each other in college, we studied together, but then I know, like, so I mean, it's been actually a blessing, but obviously great things don't come easily. So probably, I had to
Easy.
go through this hard way, and then it had to come out. So, hmm, yeah,
That's lovely. So this is in a way cyberbullying, according to me, right? And even in your recent post, I still keep seeing people like, constantly judging whatever you do. Not just you, so many people. Like you
yeah,
saw that there was a girl who judged me also for leaving Amelia behind and going.
huh.
So I don't understand why people have to have opinions on what others have to do when it's totally irrelevant for them. So, what do you like to say about cyberbullying in two aspects? One, for the person who's sitting behind the screen and just like that typing it out, creating fake profiles or whatever, and for the person who's going through it. So, how do you like? What do you like to say about it?
See, so I want to talk about something which I went through recently. So what had happened is there was a profile. It was a woman's name, and I had shared it also. I think Pooja, you had read about it. She called, kind of spoke about my caste and some unwanted things, and she said like, why? What is such a big deal? Why you keep talking about it? If you want, you wear it. I'm disappointed in you. Your dad won the Oscar. All unwanted things. But the thing is, many people told me, ignore it, don't give importance, don't publicize her by kind of posting her comments. See,
Addressing.
for me, sometimes I was a little hurt because only because I couldn't ignore, I spoke about it. I have gone through a lot of comments, but this particular comment, especially from a woman, it was not easy. See, from their side, they're talking things very easily. They just tell these things and go. It really destroys someone's self-esteem, and it confidence also goes. It's not. It's easy for me to say I'm confident, but it took a lot. Every time these comments come,
I know. Mm.
like someone's way of living, or the clothes, whatever it is, I think they should not be. They should probably, if you don't like the person, block them, go off. Probably that's the best thing, instead of going there and telling
Yeah.
hateful things. A lot of other people are going through the same, and I feel really bad. I feel really sorry that that they're going through this. And I think the cyberbullying I also went through. There was this person. He's messaged me unwanted things, my or my sisters also.
Karthik, sorry to disturb you. I think your voice is a bit breaking.
Yeah,
Your voice is a bit breaking. Is your
tell me.
internet connection okay?
Hello,
Yeah, your
is
voice
it
is a
fine
bit
now?
breaking. You, yeah, it's fine now. Yeah,
Now it's okay. No, did you hear what
yeah,
I
yeah, it's
said?
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was just
Okay,
breaking and
okay.
then it was
No,
going a
so
bit faster. So now it's fine.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
continue.
I think that is not a very, that's a very covered eyes, I would say. Because if they first of all, they are just spreading hate, and second thing, they're not even revealing their identity. There's nothing brave or cool about it. And the reason why we are, I didn't hide the identity, because there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
So I spoke about it. So a lot of people said ignore. So I said I didn't want to ignore it this time. So after a lot of
Yeah.
comments only, I chose and put this comment, because someone else also spoke about my faith I follow. So that's when I kind of thought, okay, I should talk about it. So it's a very bad thing whatever is happening, and I think we should not leave those comments simply like, we have to report it to cybercrime. So this is my take on bullying,
Yeah,
and I'm
the
sorry
same
that.
thing happened to me as well. So, yeah.
So I'm sorry that, a lot of people had to go through this, especially women are trolled. Mostly, to my understanding and
Mm-hmm.
observation, mostly it's the women who
Yeah,
are being trolled.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's very sad. And
yeah,
sometimes it's a woman themselves who put them down. So that is also,
yeah.
that is one thing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very sad. And whoever, if anybody who's, um, any, person who's doing this is watching this video, I think you should stop whatever you're doing. What you could do, you don't like someone, just block them or unfollow them instead of going and destroying their self-esteem. So
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to actually voice out your opinion. Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
we should.
yeah.
Tell me.
So people don't like stop doing it, irrespective of how much ever we say, right? Like people who sit back behind the screens creating fake accounts and talking about what you do, it's not going to stop easily. That's because not many people are voicing out. Many people are like self-judging, they're falling inside the trap. So I think you should like what you did is really courageous, and I think everyone who's going through cyberbullying should address it, irrespective of what it is. I think it's very important for us to talk about it. So, in that way, I think it's very important for a person to be self-confident and be very strong about the choices they make. So, what are the things you did to, embrace your choices, and what made you strongly believe that what you are doing is right?
Um, so the things which I do, can you repeat your question again?
No, like you are very strong about your choices, right? People's opinion didn't affect you in any way. So, what made you be strong in it? Because this is 100% your decision. No, it's no one's influence around you.
Yeah,
So, what made you still be very strong? Because the choices you've made are not easy to follow as well, but still you are sticking to it, right? So, what's the
yeah.
thing that's keeping you going, and what's the strong belief that you have? You know.
Uh, I think I felt very liberated after this. So that liberation I didn't get anywhere.
Mm.
So that is what kept me going. And
Mm-mm.
yeah, I mean, this, I feel very liberated. I feel like I don't need to stick to certain standards of society, or,
Yeah.
I feel like, I feel really empowered and liberated actually. So I think that is something which keeps me going by God's grace. And a good support system, people always keep saying, don't change because of this, we are praying for you. Like, all that keeps me going. That's very important. And I think it's their prayers. And, you know, I think that's what keeps me going, Pooja. So,
Very true. Lovely.
yeah.
So also, I feel it's something very important to know when you need to voice out and when you need to ignore certain comments, right? So what's your say in it?
Um, so what happens when so there are a lot of comments, right? Probably it's a very subjective question, okay? When it is going to keep, see, so what I believe in is I give my answer just once. I don't keep repeating the same thing to people. So that's what I have done. So I'm telling you what I did. And beyond the point, if the same thing keeps coming, no, I kind of just ignore it, and I
It's
realize,
better to
okay, I
ignore.
can't keep, yeah. So that balance, I think experience will teach you. And as you keep going, that will teach you. It's a very subjective question. Probably some feel that every comment they have to reply, which is not wrong. I feel like one comment I reply, I don't want to keep prolonging, and that answer is for everyone out there who's going to ask me. So I've given my statement there. Today also something happened. I gave my statement. Some people said ignore. I said I don't want to ignore it, because you're coming. You have the audacity to come on my wall and you're commenting. So why should I leave you?
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's true. Yeah. So many people are appreciating you for being a huge inspiration for them in your comments. Like I think I can see them as well.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so new to this. I'm talking to her. I'm not checking things properly. I'm sorry to whoever who said hi, my friends. Hi to all of you. I'm so sorry.
So there's so many
Thank you.
firsts for you with One Life, right?
Sorry?
First speech, first life. There's so many
Yeah,
firsts for you with One
yeah,
Life.
yeah. It came through you,
Amazing.
so I'm thankful.
Okay, so next question is, what do you think about the mental health awareness in our country? Do you
Before that,
think
Ruta,
it's there's
Shruti.
enough awareness? Hi, Rushta. Say my name. Yeah.
Mental much awareness. Um, so now what has happened is I think as time goes, I think a lot of people are starting to talk about it. Earlier, even I thought that I'm not supposed to talk about my problems to anyone. People who talk that way, I'm like,
Mm,
okay, I didn't know because I didn't have that awareness. But now I think
mm,
talking it out really helps. Having a great support
mm,
system really helps.
mm.
And for me also it has helped a lot during a lot of things which I went through. Just someone, whoever you trust, or whoever you feel comfortable, and whoever who doesn't judge you. So basically that is important. I don't want to go talk about mental health issues to someone who says, oh, you're not
Mm.
supposed to feel this way. I don't want that kind of answers. And I think it's important that you find a support system that way. And yes, mental health awareness is getting better, and I hope it gets even more better. Right from probably there should be a point where maybe in our companies we can ask for leave, saying okay, my mental health isn't good. That kind of
Yeah.
support be interconnected. So I realize for me, when my mental health isn't okay,
Mm,
I get so drained out. I don't feel like doing anything. So at that time, I think
mm.
yeah. So a lot of awareness is happening. So yeah.
Yeah, I think, like you said, there's a lot of stigma attached to reaching out for help, irrespective of Rushta.
What the hell, Rushta? I
Okay,
don't
sorry.
understand why. No, no. Why whoever is asking like that lecture, yeah. Tell me.
Oh, I didn't see those comments. Okay. So yeah, like you
No
said, like,
issues. No
there's a lot
issues.
of stigma attached to people going out and reaching for help. First, without knowing to whom and go out for reach out to help. And second is like, even you, though you have family members around you, there's always a fear of being judged by your own family members. So I think mainly there's a lot of work to be generally happening in terms of letting people know, your family or the people who's going through mental health issues, to voice out and to be there for them, when they speak, irrespective of what the issues is, without being judged. So that's, I think, an important thing. So we are almost towards the end of the session.
Mm.
Do you like to elaborate about the work you are doing through this A.R. Rahman Foundation for the people during this crisis?
Who the musicians who are under the Sunshine Orchestra, we have supported them. And there are a couple of
Okay.
families, around 400 and odd families, who we've supported
Mm.
in Red Hills. And there are many more families. We are just doing the background check.
Mm.
So by God's grace, we are supporting to the best of our ability.
Mm.
And a lot of people are reaching out to me on Instagram as well. So my team is getting in touch with them, and we are trying our best to do things. So that's the thing. So it's all.
Lovely. So, guys, if you have any questions for Khatija, you can start posting because we're towards the end of the session. Yep. Sing your favorite song. You want to sing?
Alisha, Sterling Nitya, Kumaran, Gautam. Oh God,
Everyone's like started.
they've started trolling now.
No bullying, guys. Okay, so
Padmanabhan.
is there anything else you wanted to share with the followers? that might help them during this situation, this crisis?
Hmm. Okay, what
You
do I
were
say?
telling me about the self affirmation that you're practicing, right? You
Yeah.
want to talk about
So
it?
yeah. So I mean, this is not quarantine advice, but in general,
Blended.
yeah. So I wanted to tell. I just realized today, and I thought I should share it with all of you. So few months back, probably in October or November, I've been reading a lot about self manifestation and things like that. But I thought, okay, let me give it a try. Let me see what it is. So I just took a picture of a lioness and another note which said that I am strong, I am powerful, and something else I don't remember. So what I did, it is right in front of my bed. So whenever I wake up seeing
You
that.
see it. Yeah.
So actually, few months down the line, I feel like, by God's grace, somewhere some strength is coming, which I have not noticed in myself. So, and also, so I feel this is one thing which I've been doing. I think it has been working. I don't know, and
Self affirmations are
also,
like, yeah, really good. Yeah.
yeah. So I thought, okay, let me do that. Let me try and see. And one more thing, I also started martial arts. So, so
Really?
yeah. So I
Wow.
thought, I didn't get deep into it, but at least some of the exercises, it's giving me a lot of confidence. So I thought, okay, instead of cribbing that, okay, this is happening, let me try to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
on myself. So these two things I've been doing, and also be steadfast, and don't try to fit in, or don't be worried about not looking the same. I think today I'm standing out by God's grace because I didn't choose to follow the crowd. I followed my instinct, and so I feel that is more important. Everyone is saying we should be careful with you.
Rahima is like full on.
Oh God. So yeah, I mean, small things like this you can do, and also how to cope with quarantine. I understand that a lot of you. I know it's boring to be stuck indoors. For me, I'm used to being at home. All my classes and meetings are at home only. But um, thing today, so that also helps. I'm like, okay, I'm taking it easy. I've told my sister, take it easy, it's okay, just do whatever you can, instead of okay, I'm going to do so much in this 2 months, blah blah. Already we are under stress, and then you're putting more pressure. So just take it easy. It's totally fine. If you're bored, no problem. If anybody has a terrace, go there. So what I do, something funny. So I just go, after prayers, I take some pictures of clouds. I like to see what shape the clouds are. I find it cute, like I feel so good doing that. So I'm like, okay, let's see. Sometimes, before the sunrise, it's nice to see the crescent. So small things like that, find joy in small things. I think you'll be totally fine. And
Yeah.
try to, instead of complaining, try to think, okay, at least I have this. Make a list of the things you
Being,
actually have.
being grateful is
That's
very
all.
important. Yeah.
So gratitude helps generally. So that's all. Sorry. so,
There's one
so yeah.
question from Ria. What do you have to say about body image issues teens face today? Do you want to address this?
uh, so body image issues, so the same thing. See, if you are a certain way, if you genuinely want to kind of lose your weight, you do it. Just because someone is saying, just because you need to fit in to some group, just because, don't do those things. Don't, because see, for me, the problem is people keep saying I'm too thin, but I keep eating only. I mean, I eat, but the thing is, I don't know why I don't put on weight. I can't do anything for that. So, similar for the people, who are on the other side. Don't think much about it, because a lot of you must be going through some hormonal things. It's not easy. There must be a lot of things.
Mm.
That's why sometimes
Mm.
we put on weight, and people easily say, "Oh, a lot of things is a separate topic." Actually, I don't want to take everyone's time. We can talk about it separately. But the thing is, don't think about it. If anybody is putting you down, don't associate with them. Don't think you have to be nice to them and answering. Don't associate with such people.
Mm.
You know, associating and hurting yourself is not worth it. I'm personally, whatever I'm doing, I'm telling it to my followers and your followers as well.
That's lovely, Khatija. So I think we'll just end this here. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing so many things that's inspiring me as well as so many people around. So God bless you for whatever you're doing, and I really wish the best for you in everything you do.
Thank you so much. Sorry, guys, y'all have asked me to sing. Throat
Yeah,
is
you
not
want to sing
okay.
a song? You want to just sing
throat,
one line?
throat is not
Come on, please,
okay.
fan request. Fan request, ma'am.
Um, I'm so nervous.
You want to take one line? Come on.
Pooja, you just make me do things which I have never done.
Come on. One Life is bringing out all the firsts for you.
Oh
Just
God.
one line. Just one line.
Okay, I'm so nervous.
We'll all close our eyes. Don't worry.
Actually, live is easier than speech, but I'm bored. It's such a. Okay, give me 1 minute. Let me calm
Yeah,
myself
yeah.
down.
Take your time. Sure, sure. Take your time.
Rushta has just been dragging the hell out of me. Rushta and
Rushta
Kumaran.
and Ranveer.
Oh God, Asma Yusuf. Okay, 1 minute. Sorry, Pooja.
No problem. Take your time.
Oh God, my piano teacher.
Rushta wants a dance, is it?
Abhi सोरदा வாழ்க்கை जी हमें मंजूर है आपका ये फैसला जी हमें मंजूर है आपका ये फैसला कह रही है हर नजर बंदा परवर शुक्रिया I'm
Oh
nervous.
my
Sorry.
god. Oh my god. You have a beautiful voice, Khatija. Oh my god. Thank
Thanks,
you
Pooja.
so much for doing this. Thank you. Of everything, I like this.
Thanks. I'm
Thank
sorry. I
you,
don't know.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Pooja.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'll call you later. Take care.
Sure. Thank
Bye
you so
bye.
much.
Thank
Bye,
you
bye,
guys. Thank you
bye.
for joining us live. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's live session as much as we did. And yes, we have few more live sessions coming up. So watch out our space for more updates and stay home and take care.